Hey guys, it's the best big brother ever. It's your boy Chub Shavin back on the YouTube. And today we're going to find the best 5 teams to manage in the beta. We're going to go one from each country from the top 5 leagues. We're going to start in England in the Premier League. So, let's get to it. So we're going to start in the Premier League. We're going to start with Manchester United. We all know they're having a sort of up and down season at the minute. Can you be the guy that turns it around and basically gets the glory times back at Old Trafford? So we're going to look at their first team here. Got quite a good mix of a few good young players, a couple of good older players, and some decent pros. So let's just go through the squad and see what we can have a look at. So you've got a few old school road traders. First one being Cristiano Ronaldo. He's probably the best player at your club. 36 years old, knows his way around. You're going to continue to get the best out of him. Alongside Ronaldo, you've got the new signing Casemiro, 29, prime atrium midfielder. Probably get 1 or 2 seasons out of him before you probably have to sell him on because he's an old boy. You know, you've got some really solid players at this club. Bruno Fernandes, probably one of the best midfielders in the league going by these stats. These going to be downgraded for the new version of the game, who knows? Going to do a video about who's going to be downgraded and who's going to be upgraded very soon, in my opinion. Will you be able to get the best out of Marcus Rashford? 23 years old. Ever since he started feeding the children, his career's gone off a bit. Can you get it back? So the main story with this save would be, can you stop Man City's dominance of the Premier League over the recent few years and get Manchester United back on top where they should be for like a 90s boy like me? Right, let's move on to Italy. So we find ourselves in Italy in Serie A, or as you know, old school boys like me say Serie A. And I think a good challenge this year would be Napoli. They're top of Serie A as we speak. You know, can you do that as well and see it through to the end of the season and get going? Again, you've got a good squad, some good older players in there, some solid pros. Sort of star players being your striker Victor Osimhen. I think he's going to be even better on this year's FM coming up. Hervé Nazario, who's always a tricky, solid winger on these games. Di Lorenzo, who looks like a quality fullback. Can you, in the beta, make that 3 titles and also maybe get a bit of success in Europe? Can you take them to Champions League glory? I think that'd be a good little challenge. I'd say 2 seasons, try and win a Serie A and try and, I'd say, get to a Champions League final, win the Champions League. I think that'd be a tough challenge, but doable. Right, we'll move on to France and Ligue 1. So yeah, we find ourselves in Ligue 1, and I'd say be a few decent teams to pick in France, but I think Olympique Marseille might be a fun save for the beta. They've got quite a good few older players, they've got quite good younger players as well. So if we see, we've got some proper old school road traders like Dimitri Payet. Still got amazing stats. Will he have him on the new game? Joining him in the old school road trader ranks, Alexis Sanchez. Loved him when he used to play for Arsenal. Then he decided to ruin himself and go to Man United, but you know, we won't speak of that anymore. That's what you get for being a money-grabbing pagan. See you later. Other Arsenal young boy, Matteo Guendouzi. Shame he left, a really good player. And, you know, I still think this guy can go on to big things. Basically, Marseille are an Arsenal B team. The amount of old Arsenal players in this squad is unreal. Another one, Kolasinac. There we go. Basically, essentially, can you take the Arsenal B team to challenging PSG for the title and winning leagues? I think in 2 seasons, it's going to be hard to win a League 1 title, but I think if you give it a good try, finish second, you've done well. But overall, the challenge being knocking PSG off the top. Right, let's go to Germany. So, we're in the Bundesliga. I think a good save for the beta would be Borussia Dortmund. They've just lost Erling Haaland. So how are you going to deal with the loss of him? They replaced him with some older strikers as well. That not FM aren't necessarily that good, so it's going to be a bit tough. You will have, obviously, Youssef Moukoko in the reserves and under-19s you can probably call up to your squad. Let's look at him now. Guy's a baller. You've got a genuine wonder kid here, 16 years old. You know, can you get the best out of him for the first few seasons? You've got other good youngsters like Gio Reyna. Guy's a baller. And of course you've got Jude Bellingham. Bit of English steel in that midfield. I think this guy's going to have a serious upgrade on this year's version of FM as well. Again, you've got some solid players here. Marco Reus, Julian Brandt. And I think the challenge will be to basically, try and win the league in your first season or two. Knock Bayern Munich off their perch and try and stop the domination. So we're now in Spain. And I think for Spain, in the beta, there's a few teams you could have to have a bit of fun with. I don't usually like being big teams, so I'm only usually big teams in the beta. So Real Madrid would be quite fun, Barcelona, but I think a good save in the beta would be Atletico Madrid. Got some good players. You'll have Griezmann back. You have João Felix. So look at Griezmann. Absolute baller. João Felix, you've got a young wonder kid baller. You've got Thomas Lemar, another good player. You've got good centre back in Jimenez. And probably one of the best goalkeepers on the game in Jan Oblak. I seriously think you could definitely win the Spanish League in your first season. Challenge would be to try and win the Champions League as well. I'd say try and do it in one season, if not 2 or 3. So those would be my top 5 clubs to manage in the beta. In the top 5 leagues. You know, hit me up in the comments. Do you think they're stupid ideas? Do you think anyone better in the leagues? You know, just drop who you'd like to manage in the beta. I'm going to be doing a beta save myself that I'll be putting on the channel. That is going to be with West Ham in England. I think it'd be quite a fun little beta save. Try and win the Conference League in your first season. Try and get in the Champions League and the Premiership would be quite hard. But I think if you get the right tactic, you know, you'll be able to do it. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do. I'm basically going to be just putting Souček on centre mid attack and seeing what happens. Let's see if that's the meta this year. Right, thanks for watching, guys. First video in a while, so I appreciate you putting up with it, watching it all the way to the end. And yeah, I'll see you again soon.